Hello there guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news that's currently going on in the media. So potentially there's quite a few things to talk about on this video today, so if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe as always. So potentially a few news is coming out of the media outlets regarding Juan Mata and Anthony Martial, as we all currently know. So we'll cut straight to chase and start on the topic of the development at Juan Mata for Manchester United. So reportedly, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has confirmed, he's confirmed that he's progressing the contract negotiations with De Gea and Martial and Juan Mata, as he has confirmed, and he said they should be signing contracts within a few weeks, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer confirmed. But we know Juan Mata is yet to sign a new deal with Manchester United. We know potentially the club are only going to offer him a 12-month contract term extension, considering that he's age 30 and he's nearly 31 years of age now, Juan Mata, of course. But reportedly, Man United have been in talks of getting him a new contract to the club, and hopefully we can tie him down to a new contract, Juan Mata, as we all currently know. But the reports are coming out of the media. Reports are coming out of the media saying a host of clubs have been interested in getting him in the summer when his contract currently expires. So reportedly, it says Barcelona have been interested. Barcelona reportedly approached his representatives, reportedly because Barcelona so far have signed the likes of Frankie de Jong, and they've signed Kevin Prince Boateng, as we all currently know. So it says reportedly Barcelona are interested. It also said Juventus are interested. It said Paris Saint-Germain have reportedly been interested as well. And it's also said too that Arsenal have been interested in getting on a free in the summer. They can't permanently make any signs in the January window, Arsenal, due to their financial restrictions, as we all currently know. But a host of clubs have reportedly been interested in him. It says Arsenal are interested in him as well. It did come out the other week in the press saying that they had made a loan bid for Eric Bailly, but reportedly it'd been turned straight down by Manchester United, as we all know. But we do want to keep Juan Mata, but reportedly there's a host of clubs that are interested in getting him this summer, reportedly. But Juan Mata, as I currently said, very good player indeed. As I currently said, still very consistent player. You know, we've had him here since 2014. Don't forget, we paid, what was it, £39 million for him from Chelsea, and he's won everything here, obviously, apart from the Premier League, and that's the only thing he hasn't won. And since he's been here, he's made over 200 odd appearances. He's won the EFL Cup, he's won the League Cup, and he's won the Europa League, as we all know, since he's been here, and the FA Cup. You know, Juan Mata has won, as we all currently know. But reportedly did confirm that his current agent and his father were set to have negotiations with Manchester United about a new contract. Maybe his wage may get reduced if he does sign this new one-year extension with Man United. But it has said Arsenal have reportedly been interested in him, because obviously, Juan Mata as an attacking mid, but you can also play him on the wing. We usually play him on the wing, you know, when we put him in the 7, you know, to be quite honest with you. But it said Arsenal have been interesting, because we know Arsenal and Man United have done business in the past. We know last January, Sanchez and Mkhitaryan swap deal. You know, we got Van Persie from them in the past. You know, they got Danny Welbeck from us as well. So Manchester United and Arsenal have done business in the past, but I think, you know, we want to get him down to a new contract, Juan Mata. But we're only going to be willing to offer him a further 12-month extension, considering that he is age 30, as we all know. But Premier League proven, as I did currently say, and obviously Arsenal have been interested. Umrenre does know about the player, as we all know, because Umrenre used to work with Juan Mata when he was at Valencia. Juan Mata, when obviously Juan Mata was a lot younger in his prime. He had, what, 4 years with Valencia. Did Juan Mata when Umrenre was there. He actually began his youth career with Spain. He began his youth career with Real Madrid, didn't he, Juan Mata? I think he did admit that he does miss Spain, but he did admit he doesn't know where he'll be next season. So hopefully Man United can convince him to sign a new deal, as we all currently know. There's news also coming out about Anthony Martial as well. I want to update you guys on. Anthony Martial, obviously, he did say that we're reportedly on the brink of securing him a new 5-year deal at Manchester United, worth around £150,000 a week. Anthony Martial, because his performances have been fantastic this season. You know, he's been scoring goals and he's been providing, as we all know, the 23-year-old. Last year, we activated the 12-month extension on his current contract, as we all currently know. Still got 18 months left on his current deal, as we all know, Anthony Martial. But we are on the brink of signing a new deal, because as I did say, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer confirmed that, you know, the progression of the contract negotiations with De Gea and Martial, you know, looking good. Should be confirmed in the next couple of weeks, I should think. But yeah, Martial does want to sign a new contract from his his own perspective, because he said he wants to negotiate with his current agent about, getting a new deal at the club at Manchester United. But there was strong speculation of him leaving. There was strong speculation of him leaving, last year. Obviously, because obviously he had a bad relationship with Mourinho, and his current representative come out saying that he was pessimistic about him signing a new long-term deal. And, he actually quoted out, did his agent, that Martial did want to leave last summer, as I currently said, but he ended up staying at the club, and he the 12-month extension and his current contract term, as we all know. But he's been here good, 3.5 years now, is it? Or is this his 4th season, something like that, with Man United? But yeah, it'd be really, really good if we can get, new deals for the likes of Martial and De Gea and Paul Pogba and all that, and, probably think about getting signings, this summer, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, Anthony Martial Sevilla have reportedly been interested in Anthony Martial. Sevilla are obviously heavily linked with Chelsea's Alvaro Morata, but obviously as that he's going to Atletico Madrid. But as the Sevilla director confirmed, he said Chelsea's financial demands were impossible to meet, and not obviously in that scenario, Morata's wage was a problem of him making the move to Sevilla. So now reportedly they've turned their intentions on Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial will stay at the club because he's fully committed to Manchester United, and he's going to be on the brink of signing a new 5-year deal, which is going to take him into 2024, which is very, very good to see. He did, and I think he'll grow and develop fantastically well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I think if we'd have still had Mourinho, such as these players like Martial and Pogba and all that, and I think a lot more players would have left, under the Jose Mourinho era. But now Solskjaer's come in, got everything right, brought the fear factor back. We've got the fluidity in the team. I think, a lot of players will stay now, but I still think, players will go, as I currently said. But yeah, reportedly Sevilla have reportedly been interested in Anthony Martial, because obviously we know Anthony Martial's being first choice on that left-hand side, as we all know, because he creates that width very, very well. Obviously being first choice over Alexis Sanchez and all that, because we know Sanchez obviously he's been struggling since he's come to United. He's been here just over a year, and he's on over £500,000 a week, as we all know. But he's had quite a few injuries as Alexis Sanchez, but he's going to be in contention, to start tonight against Arsenal as well, which is his former club, as we all know. So we'll see, I think there's areas of his game he does need to adapt, and he's failed to emulate what he did at likes of Arsenal. He's Premier League proven and what he did at Barcelona, but I think the brilliance of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, can improve him. But obviously we know Sanchez and Lukaku are not first choice, and I think they're being happy, and they're happy to sit on the bench, to be quite honest with you. But we know the likes of Martial and Rashford and Lingard are first choice over Lukaku and Sanchez, as we all currently know. But as I did say, I think Lukaku, could be starting tonight. There were talks saying Lukaku could be starting tonight against Arsenal. Lukaku's still a proven prolific goal scorer, and I know he doesn't complement our front line, to be quite honest, because he can't offer Lukaku essentially what Rashford can offer up front, and that's the difference. And this is why Rashford has been first choice over Romelu Lukaku, because what Rashford, as I just said, what Rashford can offer, Lukaku can't offer. But he's still a proven goal scorer in the Premier League, and I think Solskjaer has rejuvenated Lukaku's form, because he has scored 3 goals in his last 5 games as Romelu Lukaku. He has struggled for consistency this season, but he scored 27 goals in his first season with Manchester United in all competitions, and he scored about 45 goals for Belgium, as well as Romelu Lukaku. But I think he could rotate the squad differently tonight a little bit, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to be quite honest with you. So Lukaku could start. Sanchez, he did say Sanchez is going to be involved. Whether his thoughts will comes on as a sub or not, I do not currently know. He did say Juan could actually start tonight, because we know Lingard's been mainly playing on the right-hand side recently for Manchester United as well, so he's been first choice over Juan on that right-hand side, as we all know. But yeah, other news, obviously David De Gea as well. As I did update you yesterday on my live video, De Gea is not going to be making the Arsenal trip. De Gea so it's going to be likely that Sergio Romero is going to be in contention for today, because De Gea has not travelled reportedly. But De Gea reportedly Manchester United are on the brink of securing him a new long-term contract at the club as well, which is very, very good news to hear. Reportedly, he probably wants to become one of the club's highest paid players if he's to commit to a new deal. I think he's looking in the region of around £300,000 a week. Is David De Gea, to be quite honest, because we know he's on the brink of joining Real Madrid in 2015. Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain reportedly interesting. But he's committed his long-term future with Manchester United, and we activated a 12-month extension on his current contract last year, as we all know. So if it did come to it, we could cash in on the player. But David De Gea, he's staying at Manchester United, and Man United have been in negotiations of obviously signing him a new. And we've had him a number of years, and his progression has been absolutely fantastic. And we've had him here since 2011, and he's grown and developed fantastically well. I still think if we'd still had Mourinho, De Gea possibly might have left. Because essentially he was talking about being up there, winning major honours and trophies and stuff like that. And I have believed that we can do that under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I still maybe think we are a year or two off winning the league at the moment, because we do need a couple of signings, as I currently said. But De Gea, as I did say, it'd be good for him if he does sign a new deal with Man United. And he's made over 300 odd appearances since he's been in all competitions. 260 appearances in the Premier League. I think he's won 150 of them. Kept 97 clean sheets, so he's nearly kept 100 clean sheets in the Premier League as David De Gea. He's won the Club's Player of the Year 4 out of 5 seasons, won the Smack Busby Player of the Year, quite a few times as well as David De Gea. And he's won everything here, of course, apart from the Champions League as David De Gea, as I said. But yeah, I think we're going to get him a new deal. As Solskjaer said, he's convinced, we can get the trio new deals, which is Mata, Martial and David De Gea, which is good news to hear as well. And as we all know, I want to somehow try and get Paul Pogba to a new contract at the club as well, because it was coming out in the press the other day. He was demanding that I wanted to get a new contract to Paul Pogba. He was demanding that I wanted to get a new contract at the club, Paul Pogba. He's currently on £290,000 a week with Manchester United, as we all currently know. If he's to sign this new deal, obviously he'll demand a wage increase, as we all currently know with Paul Pogba. But we've seen him now. This is the best we've seen of him within this month under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because I think he's playing well, he's scoring goals, he's providing, he's getting the freedom, to express himself very, very well. He's Paul Pogba. I think he looks very, very good when he's playing in number 10, just behind the centre forward. I think he expresses himself, fantastically well, does Paul Pogba. But reportedly it did confirm Raiola, who's his current agent, confirmed he was going to meet up with the Man United board in February sometime to discuss for Paul Pogba to get a new contract at Manchester United. He's still currently got 2 years left on his current deal, as we all currently know, Paul Pogba. So we'll see what happens about that. But he's starting now to emulate the form of what he did at Juventus for 4 years, because he had 4 fantastic years with Juventus as well. But he actually began his senior career with Manchester United, when he was a lot younger in his prime. But obviously Alex Ferguson let him go, obviously because he wasn't guaranteed first team football. Then he went to have 4 good years with Juventus, and now he's playing really, really well for Manchester United under Solskjaer. There was strong speculation of him leaving, when Jose Mourinho was here, because he had bad disputes with Mourinho, had a bad relationship with Mourinho. And I think if Mourinho still would have been here, I think Paul Pogba would have left the club too, quite honestly. I think he was indicated that he did want to make a move back to his former club, Juventus, because he did admit when Mourinho was here he wanted to make a return back to Juventus. But now everything's changed. We've got Solskjaer in. Pogba is really, really happy to stay at the club as well. And hopefully, I hope somewhere along the line, we can get Herrera a new deal at the club as well. We've been in talks of getting him a new deal at the club as well. I think he's been very, very consistent, since we've had him, since 2014 when we got him from Atletico Bilbao. Was it Atletico Bilbao? Yeah, I think it was Atletico Bilbao. And I think he's a really, really good player under Herrera. And this season he's hardly played, from the start, to be quite honest with you. But, since Solskjaer's come in, he's been a regular as under Herrera. He's been playing a big part in the team. And I think he's a very, very consistent player. And I think he complements our midfield very, very well, does under Herrera, and to be quite honest with you. So I do highly, highly rate him, to be quite honest with you. So hopefully somewhere along the line, we can get Ander Herrera a new deal at the club as well. But I do obviously, I like I keep saying, I do think, players are going to be leaving Manchester United, to be quite honest with you. I still think players will leave, to be quite honest with you. I do think, if Manny and Fellaini is going to leave, he's obviously out with a calf injury, for 3 or 4 weeks, as we all currently know, Manny and Fellaini is out. Obviously, he doesn't fit our new regime, to be quite honest with you, or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's system, and he's not going to be a first choice in that midfield, is Manny and Fellaini. Reportedly, a few teams have been interested in him. We've had him since 2013 when David Moyes got him, as I said. But I think you did say Solskjaer was actually open to sell Manny and Fellaini. But a few teams have reportedly been interested. But I can see him leaving Manchester United. To be quite honest with you. I also too think, that the likes probably Matteo Darmian will probably leave the club as well, because he's enjoyed a difficult time, since he's come to Man United. To be quite honest with you, Matteo Darmian, he hasn't been getting the game time he would like, and he hasn't been a regular since Louis van Gaal got him in 2015. What we paid over £12 million for him from Torino. He wasn't playing that much under Van Gaal, wasn't playing much under Mourinho. Has hardly played so far under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But reportedly, it said Juventus and Inter Milan are strongly linked to him, because he's got a lot of experience of playing in Italy, because he played in Italy a lot, when he was a lot younger in his prime. Matteo Darmian, as we all currently know. I think we have extended his contract by a further year, Matteo Darmian's as well. But I think he's only played, 59 games for Manchester United. I think that's in the Premier League as well. So he hasn't really had much opportunity, Matteo Darmian, as we all know. So I actually could, we could actually see him going as well. I actually do think, also too, that I think Valencia could be going in the summer as well. He's another player I think could be going. I think we do have the option to extend his contract by a further year, but I think potentially, he could be going in the summer, to be quite honest with you, Antonio Valencia, because he's aged now 33. Obviously, he's hardly played this season in the Premier League, as we all know, because obviously Ashley Young has been first choice, as we all currently know. But Valencia's been a good servant over the years. He's grown and developed very, very well, and he's, as I did say, he's 3 years of age now, and there's been strong speculation about him probably leaving this summer, to be quite honest with you, because obviously he's no longer first choice right back. But he's obviously been here since 2009, so he has been here 10 years now. Antonio Valencia made over 300 appearances, as we all know, and he's won everything here apart from the Champions League. But he's been an essential right back, over the years. He has been here, when we got him from Wigan. But obviously it's Ashley Young that's the first choice right back, as we all know, and he's age 33 now, so he's going to the end of his career soon. Ashley Young, as we all know, and he's been here a good number of years. He's been here since 2011, when we got him from Aston Villa. Of course, I think it's 2008. Yeah, it is. He actually, when he was a lot younger in his prime, played for Watford. Ashley Young, didn't he? But since he's been at United, he's made over 300 odd appearances as Ashley Young, and I still think he operates himself very, very well at that right back position, as we all know. We have yet to agree an extension on his current contract. There has been rumours that he could be leaving as well. Ashley Young, to be quite honest with you. But if I'd probably bring Diego Dalot in at that right back position. But obviously, it's Ashley Young that is first choice at right back, as we all currently know. I still, Marcus Rojo, he's another player I think, could go this summer as well, because he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time, since he's been to Manchester United, to be quite honest with you, Marcus Rojo, to be quite honest with you, he's been struggling to get a run of games under his belt, as we all know. Obviously, good there as a backup option on left, at that full back, at that centre-back position, Marcus Rojo, but his versatility at the back is very, very good. But, he's enjoyed a difficult time, struggling to get a run of games in behind, struggling to keep fit, and he's had quite a lot of injury problems, since he's been here, Marcus Rojo, to be quite honest with you. And obviously, we want to make room in that central defensive position, so we can bring a new, strong central defender in, as we know. So I do think he could be leaving this summer. I think Chris Smalling and Phil Jones could be gone next season, as well, in my opinion. We know Jones has been playing recently, alongside Lindelof, and as I did say to you, I think Jones is good when he gets some run of games, but as I said, again, Jones is known for injuries, and we've had him here since 2012, as we currently know, Phil Jones as well. So we could see, still quite a few players leave Manchester United, as we all currently know, as well. But yeah, Solskjaer's rejuvenated the team, as we all know. He's got the right mentality into the team. He's got the team to express himself, as we all know. He's got the team enjoying football again. That's what we all wanted to see. He's brought the fear factor back to the club now as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he knows everything about the club. He knows the strappings of the club, the culture of the club, because I think, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has won trophies, as we all currently know. He's won trophies. He won trophies when he was managing the Man United reserve team. He watched the players, grow, some of the players grow and develop, and he does know some of these players. He watched Paul Pogba grow and develop. That's one of the players he knows. So Solskjaer did admire Paul Pogba. He won trophies as a player as well. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because we had 11 great years out of him. He won trophies, including 6 Premier Leagues, scored 126 goals in 366 appearances or something like that. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So he has proven to be winning trophies, as we all know. Hasn't really had much managerial experience before he came here, of doing well, because he wasn't so good at Cardiff, but he did win. He got Cardiff relegated, but he did win 2 Norwegian titles with Molde, as I currently have said. But I think, Solskjaer has been discussing about getting the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United. To be quite honest with you, I think they should give him it because Ed Woodward has praised the work he's done so far. He's won 7 out of 7 with Manchester United. 19 goals scored, only 4 conceded. So you can see, the vast improvements in the team. Defensively, we're slightly improved. We're creating more chances, scoring more goals, playing in the right manner. He's playing in the right vein as well, like we want to see. And he's brought, even Paul Scholes has said, Manchester, the club's back, the way it used to be. And I think this team can become a replica of what the team achieved and did under Alex Ferguson. So potentially the Alex Ferguson days are returning now so far under the management of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I think his managerial style, Solskjaer, totally suits the club. I think he totally suits which happens at the club because he knows everything about the club. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. And he has been coming out saying he doesn't expect us to make any signs in January. He said it's unlikely that we'll make any signs in the January transfer window, as we all know. He said it's unlikely we'll make any signings in this January transfer window. This is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did confirm quite a few weeks back, because he was set to have negotiations with Ed Woodward about this January transfer window, but it's nearly coming to an end now, the January window. So it is probably unlikely that we'll make any signings in this January transfer window, as I said. But I said Solskjaer should be given the money, to spend, on, key areas where we do need to strengthen up, for the work he has done so far, to be quite honest with you. But as I did currently say, he should be given the money, as I currently said, because, we could see Chelsea have had a good transfer window in this January window. Arsenal, obviously haven't been getting the right amount of money to spend. They've got financial restrictions, as we all know. Liverpool, they probably won't get anyone in this January window because they've invested in the last couple of seasons anyway. As I did say, Manchester City won't either, I don't think, because they've spent a lot of money under Guardiola. They've spent 530 million under Pep Guardiola, as we all currently know. So Chelsea have done good business in this January transfer window, to be quite honest with you. But we do still need players. I think we're still a year or two off, winning the Premier League. To be quite honest with you, because we do need a couple of signings in there. But I honestly think, as main priority target this season is to get in that top 4. As we all know, that's his target. And hopefully, I think Solskjaer can elevate us to that high level, get us in that commanding position, we want to be in. There's a few teams going for the top 4 as well. Now, I still think we've got a great chance of winning the FA Cup this season. If we can get past Arsenal, tonight, we have got a great chance of winning the FA Cup. And that would be a remarkable achievement, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if we could win that. And then hopefully, in the new season, get us back up there competing with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool and Chelsea and all that. And that's what we want to be doing. But I still think we're at least a year or two off the league, because we need a strong central defender. I think we need a centre defensive mid that's fast and tenacious, because, as I did say, Matic is I think Matic has dramatically improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He really has. I think his distribution's improved. I think he's looking effective in his passing. But I still think we need someone who's fast and tenacious there, because Matic is slow, and I do have strong reservations about him, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, we do need a centre defensive mid, someone on the right, because all our attack is coming from the left-hand side as well. And if we can, strengthen up them 3 positions, I think we are potentially title contenders, to be quite honest with you, as I said. But as I'm saying, obviously, Woodward has confirmed he's obviously still recruiting, to get a director of football into the club, as he has confirmed. He's still recruiting to get a director of football into the club, as he has confirmed. And we know that, as to keep updating you, we know there's been a few candidate names that have reportedly been mentioned in the media. But reportedly, as it did confirm that Ed Woodward's number 1 choice is reportedly of hiring Paul Mitchell to fulfil the director's role at Manchester United. Paul Mitchell, as I said, he's Ed Woodward's number 1 target. He's currently head of recruitment of RP Leipzig at the moment, as we all currently know. Obviously, he's got a good relationship with Pochettino, because he's worked with Pochettino when he was head of recruitment at Tottenham and Southampton. Paul Mitchell, as we all know. But I think RP Leipzig still want to keep him. They're keen on getting him a new contract. and RP Leipzig are keen on offering him a bigger role at RP Leipzig. Reportedly, he's been there almost a year now, as Paul Mitchell reportedly. But reportedly, his Ed Wood was #1 target. But we know there's been a few other names that have been mentioned. I think Edwin van der Sar got mentioned in the press the other day, to be quite honest with you. He was a great goalkeeper, when we had him, as a goalkeeper. I think we got him from Fulham, back in the Alex Ferguson era. But he got mentioned as well in the press the other day. I think I read it in a Sports Mall report or something like that. But reportedly, Paul Mitchell is the #1 reportedly, and he has worked with Pochettino because he has been responsible for some of the signings as Paul Mitchell, the likes of Tottenham of Dele Alli and Toby Alderweireld, and Southampton, the likes of Sadio Mane, Jar Lovren, and all that. So he's been responsible for quite a few of the signings, as this Paul Mitchell. And he's actually born in Manchester as well. He's Paul Mitchell as a player. He played for like Wigan and MK Dons, as we all currently know. But Ed Woodward said before he commits to any future signings, he wants to get a director of football into the club. So he wants to hire a director of football into the club, as he has confirmed. But we still know, obviously, Mauricio Pochettino is our #1 target, #1 target to come and fulfill that managerial position at the end of the season on a full-time basis, as we all currently know. I think Solskjaer should be the #1 now for the fantastic job he's done, and I would prefer Solskjaer under Mauricio Pochettino as well. But I do really think Mauricio Pochettino is a very good manager. I'm not going to slate him down because he's a really good manager, and his record at Tottenham has been fantastic. He had a good record, when he was at Southampton as well, did Mauricio Pochettino, because potentially at Southampton, he actually got them 8th place. That was the highest finish they had in the Premier League, as I said. And he got Southampton 8th place. And since he's been at Tottenham, he's been absolutely fantastic. He's still looking to win his first major honour as manager. He's Mauricio Pochettino, as we all currently know, because he hasn't won out in terms of silverware as a manager, as we all currently know. But what he's done at Tottenham's been absolutely fantastic, getting them 2nd and 3rd place finishes. And, they're looking very consistent this season. They're looking very consistent this season, Tottenham, as we all know. And they're still in the shout, for a title, but obviously they've got Harry Kane injured. Obviously now they're out of the EFL Cup. Chelsea knocking them out yesterday, as I currently have said. But his progression's been very good, getting them to the EFL Cup semi-final, as we all know. As I did say, also, getting Tottenham to the last 16. The Champions League was that last season or season before. I can't remember. He's done really well as Mauricio Pochettino, but he hasn't won out in terms of silver. I think he has won over 100 games now as Mauricio Pochettino's manager, but obviously signed a 5-year deal last summer with Tottenham, as we all know. And I think he's fully committed to Tottenham, to be quite honest with you, Mauricio Pochettino. And I think he feels, happy at Tottenham. Confirmed quite a few weeks ago he was in discussions with Manchester United and all that. And he's good at growing and developing young players, but he's only spent £50 million since 2014. So basically, Tottenham's transfer policy has been paused since 2014, and obviously Daniel Levy is very tight. That's why Tottenham don't spend much money. But as Daniel Levy come out in the press quite a few weeks ago, suggesting out that he's being ruthless and he's not willing to let Mauricio Pochettino leave Tottenham. This is what Daniel Levy confirmed. Even if we were to offer in the excess of around 50 million for Pochettino, Daniel Levy would reportedly not let him leave, as we all know. But we know he has been our #1, and he's reportedly been Ed Woodward's #1 as well as Mauricio Pochettino, but potentially, there's still quite a few players, we're interested in getting into the team, as we all know. And I have been reading some, players, that we have been reportedly, linked with, as we all currently know. And I know potentially I've been reading up, Steven Bergwijn, he's been mentioned in the press. Reportedly, a few teams have reportedly been interested in this Steven Bergwijn. And reportedly, he did say that Tottenham and Liverpool have expressed an interest in him. It did say reportedly preferred to move to Man United over Tottenham. Reportedly rated at around 26 million. PSV winger, under contract with PSV till 2022, can score goals, can provide assists, only 21 years of age. He's Dutch, is this Steven Bergwijn. Reportedly, Man United have instructed scouts, to keep a close eye on this Steven Bergwijn, reportedly. I don't really know much about him, to be quite honest with you, but it just reportedly said that Manchester United have been interested in him. It says Tottenham have reportedly been interested in this Steven Bergwijn as well, and it said Liverpool have showed an interest in Steven Bergwijn as well. Winger, I think he can play in each wing, so he is potentially versatile, but he said Liverpool have kept a close eye out on him as well. We know the rumours were coming out the other day as well, regarding Ivan Perisic, as we all know from Inter Milan. There were rumours coming out about that as well. Obviously, as a player, we've been linked with at least for the last couple of years now, as we all know. It did say Man United had approached Inter Milan to see if it was available for this January window. It also said that Man United had been in talks with Inter Milan. Atletico Madrid have reportedly been in talks with Inter Milan over this, regarding Ivan Perisic. It did say Italian press did report that Inter Milan are reportedly willing to sanction him off for around 40 million euros, something like that, based on his poor performances this season. So they have sanctioned, the sale. They have sanctioned the price of the player, Ivan Perisic, as we all know. And he has got a contract with Inter Milan until 2022. Obviously, we're heavily linked to him last summer, and obviously we're looking like Martial were going to go last summer. So we was seeing Ivan Perisic as a potential replacement, but now obviously Perisic is very, very unlikely because obviously Martial's on the brink of signing a new contract. And obviously, we ended his interest in Perisic when Mourinho departed the club, as we all currently know. Perisic is still a good player. I still really, really like him. I don't think he's world class, but I still think he's a good player. He's got good physical attributes, good in the air, can put crosses into the box as well, and he's versatile as well. I think he's mainly a winner, but he can play as an attacking mid and a second striker. Can Ivan Perisic, as we all currently know. He has been at Inter Milan now a number of years, as we all currently know, but it did say Man United were possibly in talks, but Inter Milan were demanding around £48 million last summer for him. We thought that was too high, so we were reluctant to pay it. So we never got him in the process, as we all know, Ivan Perisic. But that won't happen anyway. But there has been, I've been hearing rumours about it going on recently. Who else? But we know potentially our main priority target to strengthen up defensively is Koulibaly, as we all know. He's our number one target, to get in central in our central defensive position. It probably be if a deal is to happen, it'll probably be a deal that will probably likely to happen this summer. To be quite honest with you, because obviously the Napoli president's confirmed they're not willing to do any business in this January transfer window. Napoli, as we all know, and he's been at Napoli, a number of years now, as Koulibaly, as we all currently know. He's very, very unhappy in Italy, with Napoli, his Koulibaly. I think, the majority of this was due to the racial abuse, he suffered back on Boxing Day, last year, Koulibaly, as we all know. This is why he feels unhappy, and I think he intends of coming to Old Trafford, does this Koulibaly, as we all know, because I really, really highly rate him. I think he's a really, really good player. One of the best players in his current position that he fills in the world, as we all know. Still got a contract with Napoli, till 2023, but we know so far in the process we've been in extensive talks with Napoli. Ed Woodward's been in talks with Napoli. We've had 3 bids turned down. The recent one was 95 million. Obviously they rate him at around over 100 odd million, and obviously we have got that financial power to to meet his valuation, as we all currently know, for Koulibaly. But yeah, great player, as I currently said, and he complemented our defensive line very, very well. If you put him alongside Lindelof, that would be a fantastic indeed. Being impressed with Lindelof this season. Lindelof's really made a big impact this season for us. And if you put him alongside Bailly, he'd look good. And, Eric Bailly, he's been in and out of the team this season. He hasn't really been given the chance this season. Eric Bailly, this is why there's been speculation of him being linked with a move to Arsenal. Arsenal can only get loan deals. Arsenal put the loan offer in, and Manchester United instantly turned it down, as it did confirm as well. There's obviously been other defenders, who've been interested. Probably the most likely one, but we probably will end up getting is probably Kostas Manolas, that Roma central defender, to be quite honest with you. 27 years of age, Greek, as I currently said. Very disciplined at the back, reportedly. I think it did confirm about a month or so ago, as he updated you, that Raiola represents him. Man United were working on the deal with Raiola for Kostas Manolas. We're in talks to get him this summer, because I think he's got around 32 million release clause, is it? In his current contract. I don't think he can be activated until the summer, to be quite honest with you. This Kostas Manolas, he's tall, he's 27, as I currently said, nowhere near on the same levels as the likes of Koulibaly or the Rafael Varane or the Diego Godins as top central defenders, but he could be, the most likely could Kostas Manolas, because, recently, especially when we had Mourinho, wasn't getting his number one targets, as I said, and obviously Koulibaly is our number one target, main priority target to get in, but that probably may not happen. We may get, our second or third choice target that, that we have been doing, for the last year or whatever. So it is, especially when we had Mourinho as well. But Koulibaly would be fantastic, but, we may end up getting Kostas Manolas or something like that, because we have been linked to him as well. And we know that potentially we've been linked with Toby Alderweireld as well, and he's another player we've been linked to. But, I watched bits of the Chelsea game last night, and, Toby Alderweireld, I think he's still a world-class central defender, but as like, you know, people have been saying, you know, I think he's lost a yard of pace, he's losing the pace a bit, and I think he needs to adjust his game a little bit more, considering that he is, 29 years of age now, Alderweireld, as we all currently know, and he's Premier League proven. I still think, you know, he'd be a good leader in our back line, you know, if he was to come to Manchester United, you know, Toby Alderweireld, you know, Premier League proven, as I currently said. Tottenham have activated his current contract till 2020, so he's got a 25 million release clause for the summer, as we all know, as Alderweireld, but, you know, as I did say, he has lost the pace a little bit, as Alderweireld, you know, to be quite honest with you, so we maybe would have concerns if he did come in, because he is aging up now, you know, he is 29, and he's obviously 2 years older than Koulibaly, and, you know, we obviously get longer out of Koulibaly, and Koulibaly is obviously a much better central defender than Toby Alderweireld, as we all know. As we all currently know in the process. But yeah, you know, we've been interested in Eddie Militayo's been another potential target we've been linked to. And I do like Eddie Militayo, you know, to be quite honest with you. He's 20 years of age, very, very young in his prime, versatile, can play as a defensive mid, can play as a centre-back, and can play as a full-back, can Eddie Militayo, as we all currently know. And I really, really do like him, because reportedly his performance this season for Porto have been impressive. Reportedly he's been impressive in the Champions League as well. Reportedly Porto only got him last summer, as we all know, and he has got a 4-year deal left on his contract. He's got around a 40-odd million release clause as Eddie Militayo. It's reportedly said that Real Madrid have been interested in him. I think Liverpool have monitored an interest in Eddie Militayo as well, so it would be good for him to come and experience the Premier League, as we all know. Eddie Militayo, as we all know, so he's been a potential defender, you know, we have been linked with as well. Yeah, but we've been linked with a hell of a lot of central defenders. But, you know, to be honest with you, I can't see us making any signings in this January window. And also to confirm that obviously we know that Rojo's still injured. Chris Smalling, I think, still out because he's had a foot injury. Fellaini's obviously injured as well, so there won't be a featuring tonight in the game as well. But it's going to be a great mouth-watering clash, as I've said on my preview and the other videos I've been talking about it. It's going to be a great game of football, as I said. You know, potentially we've got a better team on paper because we have got a lot of quality in our team, as we all know. And Solskjaer has rejuvenated the team, got the team playing in the right manner. You know, the team are gelling together and playing as a team, as we all currently know. But, you know, obviously with De Gea, De Gea's not going to be there tonight. Sergio Romero will be in contention, so we can't allow Aubameyang and Lacazette, you know, to have a chance, have a lot of chance, as we all know, because they will put them away, because they've been a fantastic partnership for Arsenal. The movement and combinations fantastic as well, and they have scored goals for Arsenal and led the lines fantastically well. And Arsenal have got problems of their own. They've got Hector Bellerin out through injury. They've got Welbeck out. They've got Rob Holding out through injury. I think they're long-term absences, you know, to be quite honest with you. But as I did say, it's going to be a good mouth-watering clash. I think there's going to be a lot of tenacity in game, a lot of fluidity in the game. You know, both teams have got good players, as we all know. As I said, potentially we've got a better team on paper, as I said. But Arsenal have won 13 FA Cups, you know. We've won 12, as we all know. Level on points in the league, as I currently said as well. But, you know... But, you know, in the recent meetings, you know, in the last 19 meetings, we've got a good record against them because we've won 10. There's been 5 draws and they've won 4. So essentially, you know, we have got a very, very good record. But we know this used to be the fixture back in the day, you know, Alex Ferguson versus Wenger, you know, the two longest serving managers, you know, in English football. You know, as I said, Wenger was at Arsenal 22 years, Ferguson was at United 27 years, as we all currently know. And this used to be the fixtures, but it's a sort of different fixture now, this Arsenal Manchester United, because it's no longer, Fergie versus Wenger, no longer Moyes versus Wenger, no longer Van Gaal versus Wenger, no longer Jose Mourinho versus Wenger, or potentially Jose Mourinho versus Wenger, or Unai Emery versus Jose Mourinho. This is Solskjaer against Unai Emery, as we all currently know. And I'm really, really looking forward to it, to be quite honest with you. But Arsenal won 13 FA Cups. We've won 12, as we all currently know. You know, we actually we haven't lost to them in our last 3 meetings. You know, last time we played them at the Emirates, you know, we did win, you know, by 3-1 at the Emirates, as we all know. And that, you know, that game they had 33 shots, was it, or something like that, as we all know. But we know it's going to be a really, really tough game, and we know this is going to be the tester for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because we've won 7 out of 7 so far. 6 of the games you would have expected us to win, even if we just still had Jose Mourinho, you know, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, the amount of chances Tottenham had in that second half in the Tottenham game, if we allow Arsenal to have that, with the quality of Aubameyang and Lacazette, Arsenal probably will punish us, to be quite fair. And obviously, De Gea, he's not going to be in goal tonight. It's going to be probably Sergio Romero. I said, but Arsenal have done good at the Emirates this season. They've got a good home record this season. They've only lost once at the Emirates this season. That was at the start of the season, against Manchester City, as we all currently know. But I'm really, really looking forward to the game. It's going to be a good, entertaining game, as I said. So I'm really, really looking forward to it, as I said. But as I said, the main part of this video, guys, is to update you on the Juan Mata and Martial latest news. Reportedly, Arsenal have reportedly been interested in Juan Mata. Reportedly, they're interested in getting on the free transfer in the summer. Umrembe has obviously had experience of working with Juan Mata in the past, as we all know as well. Man United is still keen to get him a new contract as well. Juan Mata would only offer him a 12-month extension on his contract, considering that he is age 30, nearly age 31 now. He's Juan Mata, as we all currently know, but still being a very, very consistent player, as I said. But as I said, Solskjaer's come out and he suggested out that he's convinced, and he said the contract negotiations are progressing, and he expects in maybe the next week or two, a few weeks, he said, for De Gea and Martial, to sign new contracts. And I think he mentioned Juan Mata as well, which is good news to hear, as I said. But reportedly, it says Barcelona targeted him as well. Barcelona have approached Mata's representatives. It says Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus have been interested there too. They've been mentioned as well. Same with the Martial, Sevilla reportedly, showed an interest in Anthony Martial as well, because they missed out on Alvaro Morata. But as I said, Martial is definitely going to be staying at Manchester United, as we all currently know. So anyway, drop your comments, slides below on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribe, as always, we'll be back with some more live videos very, very soon. So take care, God bless. I'll see you all again soon, guys. Thank you.